American University in Washington. He specializes in Middle Eastern and North African politics. William, thank you so much indeed for your time. What do you make of this statement from the UAE that there should be now a political process?
It's a reflection of facts on the ground. For some time now, we've been seeing statements both by the Libyan parties and their international backers that directly reflect what's going on the battlefield. So, for example, the Western government agreed to a ceasefire when it was on its back heel, and now Haftar agreed at one point to a ceasefire when he was on his back heel. And when Haftar is doing badly, his international backers distance themselves from him, and conversely on the other side. So what this reflects is very significant strategic defeats by the Eastern government, which has had the upper hand for about a year now, but they're on their back heel. Very much what turned the balance was increased Turkish support, particularly technological support, drones, control of the skies, and all of this has resulted in new pushes from the East and its backers for a political solution.
If Tarhuna, the city of Tarhuna, falls, is that the end of Haftar's attempts to take control of Tripoli?
Not entirely. I think the fall of Al-watiya airbase already was the more important move because he has no airport in the west now. And it was reflective of another important development, which is that both sides are really collections of militias. And it was Zintani, commander of the west, who negotiated with Zintani militias from the west for that airbase to fall, in addition to the airstrikes. But there wasn't much killing of Libyan troops because it was a negotiation. And that's really a picture of what's coming next. So whether or not Tarhuna falls, whether or not another city falls, really is about militia-to-militia negotiations as Libyans try to avoid killing each other. In fact, most of the killing in this war is done by foreign mercenaries and foreign drones and the like. Libyans have been very reluctant for some years now to kill each other. And going forward, each of the front lines are shifting, but ultimately, in the end, it'll be this grand negotiation among militias that will tip the balance rather than any particular city.
You say in the end, it will be negotiations. So what about the more medium-term future? Give us a projection of what you think might happen over the next 6 months. Does the government of national accord continue to fight until Haftar possibly decides that he can't resist any longer? And then what? Would he go into exile? Would he be able to live in a future Libya that arises from any potential negotiations?
I think, like it was always improbable that Tripoli would fall to Haftar, it's also improbable that Benghazi or any major cities in the east would fall easily to the GNA. And so really what Hess has done from the beginning, and particularly the Turkish involvement, has made the political deal that brings Libya back together possible. But if there are factions within the GNA that would like to just conquer Libya back, and if they go that route, I believe their fate would be very much similar to Haftar's, that they would sort of go to the extent of what their military might take them. And then those very same forces that allowed the East to fall quickly in 2011 and to align with Haftar in 2015 would not join with the West because of long-standing regional grievances and tribes in the East who just really don't want to be under any sort of Western coalition. And so in the end, the only deal is a military one. Now, in the medium term, does that mean that there won't be much happening militarily? No, we will see gains by the West, and we'll see counter actions. We'll see military actions by the East to try to regain ground, and certainly increasing calls by both sides for international military support. But what all of this is proving is that there really isn't a sustainable or viable military solution for Libya. All along, there's going to have to be there's had to be a negotiated settlement because really neither side wants to live under the other side. Each one wants to defend its own interests in control of its own area.
William Lawrence from the American University, thank you so much.